Imagine this. You're standing 600 feet above Seattle on a glass observation deck where the floor beneath your shoes is so clear it feels like you're walking on thin air. The city lights shimmer below, the horizon glows with a dying sunset. And then, without warning, the floor trembles. At first, it's so slight you think it's your imagination. But then, your coffee ripples. The metal beams groan. And the sound you never want to hear at 600 feet in the air cuts through the silence. Steel bending under pressure. The Space Needle, the pride of Seattle. The landmark that survived decades of storms, earthquakes, and time itself. Tonight, it becomes the stage of something unimaginable. Tourists laugh, cameras flash, couples lean against the railing, unaware that they are standing in what will soon become a death trap. Among them is a young woman, Emily. She presses her hand to the glass, gazing at the skyline, her best friend joking about the dizzying height. But Emily freezes, because in her mind's eye, for a split second, she sees it. Flashes of steel snapping, the deck collapsing, screams echoing into the night. She doesn't understand it yet, but fate has just whispered her warning. The elevator cables hum. The wind outside howls louder. Suddenly, one of the massive bolts on the support beam snaps with a thunderclap, a sound that cuts every conversation short. Heads turn. Phones come up. Nervous laughter spreads. But then it happens again. Another snap. Then another. Now the observation deck shakes. Glass cracks like ice. A child drops his toy against the floor, and before it even hits, the glass shatters in a spiderweb pattern beneath him. His mother screams, pulling him back just in time. Panic floods the deck. People rush to the elevators, but the system jams. Warning sirens blare. The Space Needle begins to sway unnaturally, tilting as if pulled by some invisible hand. Emily grabs her friend, her voice trembling. "We have to move now!" But the crowd surges, crushing against itself, every scream blending into a deafening storm of terror. Windows explode outward, raining shards onto the streets below. A tourist holding a selfie stick is slammed into the railing as the platform tilts violently. Gravity becomes the enemy. Tables, chairs, drinks, all sliding toward the broken glass edge. And then, the moment of silence before the end. The groaning stops. The tension in the air vanishes. For one breath, it feels like the needle will hold. People freeze, clinging to hope. But fate doesn't hesitate. With a thunderous roar, the central support beam gives way. The observation deck splits open like the jaw of a beast. Dozens are hurled into the night sky, their screams vanishing into the city wind as the structure crumbles piece by piece. The Space Needle, Seattle's crown jewel, collapses into a storm of fire. Metal and glass crashing down onto the streets below, crushing everything in its path. Cars explode. Buildings tremble. Sirens scream across the city, and Emily, she wakes up, gasping, still standing at the glass railing. The sunset untouched. The crowd alive. The deck whole. It was a vision. A warning. But of what? And who will believe her? Because in Final Destination Bloodlines, the future doesn't give second chances. The collapse hasn't happened yet, but it will. And the question isn't if, it's who will escape fate this time.